Hello everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever wondered what the spiritual world actually looks like when we make a choice? We often think of our decisions, our anger, our kindness, our secrets, as invisible things, hidden away in the quiet corners of our minds. But what if they aren't invisible at all? What if every grudge we hold creates a physical chain in the unseen realm? And what if every act of forgiveness releases a power so blindingly bright that it looks like a torrent of rushing water to the eyes of the saints? Today, we are going to walk together into the confessional of San Giovanni Rotondo. We are going to explore one of the most profound and difficult mysteries of the human heart, the mystery of forgiveness. We aren't just talking about saying, "I'm sorry." We are talking about the deep, agonizing surgery of the soul required to let go of a betrayal that has defined your life. We are going to look at this through the eyes of Saint Padre Pio, the friar who bore the wounds of Christ, and who, with his mystical vision, could see the state of a soul as clearly as we see the faces of our friends. There is a specific story we must journey through today. It is the story of a man we will call Giovanni, a man much like many of us, who carried a stone in his heart so heavy it was dragging him down to the grave. We will see what happened when he finally let it go, and we will witness, through the descriptions left behind, the literal torrent of grace that Padre Pio saw flood the room the moment that man whispered, "I forgive." So, take a deep breath. Let go of the distractions of the day. Open your heart to the possibility that what you are holding on to might be the only thing stopping a miracle. Let us begin. Padre Pio often said that the human soul is a battlefield. He didn't mean this metaphorically. He saw the armies. He saw the light and the darkness wrestling for territory in the hearts of the pilgrims who climbed the rocky hill to the monastery. But he taught that the greatest weapon in this battle, and the hardest one to wield, was not fasting. And it was not even the recitation of prayers, though those are powerful. The greatest weapon, the one that unlocks the very treasury of heaven, is mercy. He taught that hate is a poison we drink, expecting the other person to die. But more than that, he saw that hate builds a wall. When a person holds on to a grudge, when they nurse a desire for revenge, they are constructing a fortress around their own heart. And the tragic irony, as Pio would often point out with tears in his eyes, is that this fortress keeps God out just as effectively as it keeps our enemies out, and resentment is the shutting of the blinds. Our story begins in the late 1950s, a time when the fame of Padre Pio had spread across the world. The buses were already winding their way up the dusty roads of the Gargano Peninsula, carrying thousands of souls seeking healing, seeking answers, and seeking absolution. Among them was Giovanni. Giovanni was not a man who looked like he needed a miracle. He was well-dressed, composed, a man of business and stature, but inside, he was rotting. Years prior, he had been betrayed by someone he considered a brother. It wasn't just a small slight. It was a catastrophic betrayal, a theft of livelihood, a destruction of reputation, a stabbing in the back that had cost Giovanni nearly everything he had built. He had spent the last decade rebuilding his life, brick by brick, fueled by a cold, dark energy. He told himself it was justice. He told himself it was righteousness. He would lie awake at night, rehearsing the arguments, imagining the downfall of his enemy, playing out scenarios where the other man suffered as he had suffered. This anger had become his companion. It was the coffee that woke him up in the morning, and the wine that put him to sleep at night. He felt justified. After all, he was the victim. He was the one who had been wronged. But the spiritual reality was different. This justice had calcified into a stone in his chest. His prayers had become dry. The sacraments felt empty. He went to Mass, he stood, he kneeled, but he felt nothing but the echo of his own bitterness. He had come to San Giovanni Rotondo not really to forgive, but because he was exhausted. He was tired of the weight. He wanted Padre Pio to bless him, to remove the heaviness, but he had no intention of removing the cause of the heaviness. He wanted the symptom cured without treating the disease. We can see him there, standing in the long line outside the sacristy. The air is thick with the scent of incense and the murmur of the rosary being prayed by the crowd. There is a tension in the air. Everyone knew that Padre Pio was not a typical confessor. He had the gift of reading hearts. He could smell sin, literally. To him, impurity smelled like rotten garbage, and pride smelled like sulfur. But he could also smell the sweet fragrance of a truly contrite heart. Giovanni steps forward. His hands are trembling slightly, though he hides them in his coat pockets. He enters the confessional. The small screen separates him from the Capuchin friar. He can hear the labored breathing of the saint, the wheezing of a man who suffered constantly from the physical toll of the stigmata and the spiritual weight of the world's sins. Giovanni begins his confession. He recites the usual list. I missed Mass once. I was impatient with my wife. I lied about a small matter. He is checking boxes. He is offering the surface dust, keeping the rotting corpse hidden in the basement. Padre Pio is silent. The silence stretches out, becoming uncomfortable. Giovanni clears his throat and tries to continue, to wrap it up. For these and all my sins, I am sorry. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the screen. It is not a gentle voice. It is the roar of a lion protecting its cub from a snake. You are not sorry, Padre Pio says. Giovanni freezes. Father? You are not sorry, Pio repeats, his voice trembling with a mixture of pain and authority. You are carrying a stone. You have hatred in your heart. You wish evil upon a man who God also created. You have come here with a list of trifles, while you carry a mortal wound that is killing you. Giovanni tries to defend himself. The old arguments rise up, the logic of the victim. But Father, you don't understand what he did to me. He ruined me. He stole from my family. Justice demands... Justice? Padre Pio interrupts. You speak of justice? If God treated you with only justice, where would you be? You ask for mercy for your small sins, yet you choke your brother for his great ones? You are drinking poison, my son. Get out. Get out? Giovanni is stunned. He has traveled for days. He has waited for hours. Go away, Pio says, and the shutter of the confessional slides closed with a definitive slam. I cannot absolve a man who chains himself to hell. Come back when you have dropped the stone. We have to understand what this moment felt like. It wasn't cruelty. It was a defibrillator. Padre Pio was known to refuse absolution, not to condemn the sinner, but to wake them up. He knew that a false peace was worse than a painful truth. If he had whispered comfortable words and sent Giovanni away with a blessing, Giovanni would have left with his cancer still intact. The refusal was the only way to save him. Giovanni stumbles out of the church, his face burning with shame and anger. He walks out into the blinding Italian sunlight, furious. Who was this monk to judge him? Who was he to dismiss the pain of 10 years? He walks away from the monastery, down the rocky paths, into the olive groves. He swears he will leave immediately. He will go back to the bus station. He will never return. But he doesn't leave. He can't. The words, "You are drinking poison," are ringing in his ears. He spends the night wandering the hills around the monastery. This is his Gethsemane. It is the dark night where the ego wrestles with the soul. He sits on a rock, looking out over the dark valley, and for the first time in 10 years, he stops rehearsing the crime of his enemy and starts looking at the state of his own heart. He realizes he is miserable. He realizes that his hatred hasn't punished the betrayer. The betrayer is likely sleeping soundly somewhere, oblivious to Giovanni's rage. The only person suffering, truly suffering, is Giovanni. He sees that he has become a prisoner, the warden of his own jail cell. The stone Pio spoke of feels real now. It feels like a physical weight in his chest, pressing against his lungs, making it hard to breathe. He remembers the crucifix. He remembers the image of Christ, nailed to the wood, gasping for air, looking down at the people who were murdering him, the people who had mocked him, spat on him, and driven iron through his flesh. And he remembers the words, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Giovanni begins to weep, not out of self-pity, but out of exhaustion. He realizes he doesn't have the strength to hate anymore. It takes so much energy to maintain a grudge. It takes a constant infusion of anger to keep the fire burning. Done. Lord, he whispers to the dark sky, I cannot do it. I cannot like him. I cannot forget what he did, but I don't want to carry this anymore. Help me." The next morning, the sun rises over the Gargano Mountains, painting the sky in hues of violet and gold. Giovanni is back in line. He looks different. He is disheveled. His eyes are red, but there is a softness in his posture that wasn't there before. The arrogance is gone. The list of grievances is gone. He enters the confessional again. The smell of sanctity is overwhelming. He kneels. "Father," he whispers. Padre Pio doesn't speak. He waits. I want to forgive," Giovanni stammers. "I don't know if I can, but I want to. I release him. I give the debt to God. I will not seek revenge. I wish him peace." It is a struggle to say the words. It feels like vomiting up something sharp. I forgive him. And this is the moment. This is what we must visualize. This is what the witnesses and the spiritual children of Padre Pio have tried to describe to us. At that moment, in the dim light of the confessional, Padre Pio gasps. He recoils slightly, as if hit by a physical force. Later, Pio would describe what he saw to one of his fellow friars. He said that when a soul truly forgives, when they take that massive, impossible leap against their own instincts, it is not just a quiet, emotional shift. It is a cosmic event. Padre Pio saw a torrent of light. He described it as a river of liquid grace, brilliant and blinding, bursting forth from the heart of Jesus. It didn't just trickle down. It smashed through the roof of the confessional. He saw the chains, dark, heavy, rusted links that were wrapped around Giovanni's soul, binding him to the earth and to the enemy, shatter. They didn't just fall off. They disintegrated. They were vaporized by the heat of God's mercy. The friar saw the darkness that had shrouded Giovanni's aura vanish, replaced by a luminous white garment. The stone in the heart was gone, replaced by a beating heart of flesh, filled with the warmth of the Holy Spirit. But here is the most beautiful part of what Padre Pio saw. The torrent of grace didn't stop with Giovanni. Pio saw the light flow through Giovanni and reach out across time and space. He saw that act of forgiveness ripple out to touch the family Giovanni had been poisoning with his mood, to touch the business he was running, and yes, even to touch the soul of the enemy. The act of forgiveness had released a blessing into the world that was far more powerful than the original sin of the betrayal. Back in the confessional, Giovanni feels it too. He doesn't see the light, but he feels the weight vanish. It is a physical sensation of lightness, as if gravity has suddenly lost its hold on him. He begins to sob, but these are not the tears of the night before. These are tears of relief. It is the feeling of a man who has been holding his breath for 10 years, finally exhaling. Padre Pio places his hand on the screen. His voice is now incredibly tender, full of the sweetness of a father. "My son," he says, "now you are free. Now Jesus can live in you. Go in peace." Giovanni left the confessional a new man. Witnesses say he looked 10 years younger. The lines of bitterness on his face had smoothed out. He returned to his home, and though the money was never returned, and the betrayal was never undone in the legal sense, his life flourished. He found a peace that his wealth had never been able to buy. He had discovered the secret that Padre Pio was trying to teach us all. This story forces us to ask ourselves a difficult question. What is the stone in our own hearts? We often think that forgiveness is a feeling. We wait until we feel like forgiving. We think we have to wait until the anger subsides or until the other person apologizes and makes it right. But Padre Pio teaches us that forgiveness is not a feeling. It is an act of the will. It is a decision we make, often while our emotions are still screaming in protest. Giovanni didn't feel warm and fuzzy toward his enemy when he said, "I forgive." He felt pain, he felt resistance, but he made the choice to align his will with the will of God. And that choice is the key that unlocks the door. The feelings of peace followed the act of obedience. They did not precede it. Padre Pio saw that when we hold on to unforgiveness, we are essentially trying to play God. We are holding the gavel of judgment. We are saying, "I will determine the punishment." But our hands are too small to hold that gavel. It crushes us. When we forgive, We hand the gavel back to the only one who knows how to use it, the just judge. And in doing so, we free our hands to receive the grace he is waiting to pour out. There is another aspect to this teaching that is vital for us to understand. Padre Pio often spoke of the solidarity of souls. He believed that we are all connected in the mystical body of Christ. When one part of the body is sick with hatred, the whole body suffers. But when one part heals through forgiveness, the whole body is strengthened. Your act of forgiveness is not private. You might be alone in your room or whispering it in the quiet of your car, but in the spiritual realm, you are shifting the balance of the world. You are releasing a torrent of grace that might save a soul you have never met. Padre Pio once said, "The world could exist without the sun, but it cannot exist without the Mass." In a similar vein, we might say that our souls can survive tragedy, but they cannot survive without mercy. Mercy is the oxygen of the spiritual life. Think about the chains Padre Pio saw. Imagine them right now. Is there a chain connecting you to a past event? Is there a rusty, heavy link binding you to a parent who wasn't there, a spouse who left, a boss who was cruel, a friend who lied? You might feel that holding on to that chain is the only way to keep the memory of the injustice alive. You might fear that if you let go, you are saying that what they did was okay. But that is the lie of the enemy. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay. It is saying that you refuse to let what they did control your future. It is saying that the power of Christ's blood is stronger than the power of their sin. Padre Pio saw the torrent of grace. He saw it waiting, dammed up behind the wall of our stubbornness. God is not stingy with His grace. He is eager to flood our lives with it. He is desperate to wash away the grime and the pain, but He respects our free will. He will not force the door open. We must turn the key. And the key is simply this: Lord, I forgive. I don't know how, but I do. I choose to let go. As we reflect on Giovanni's story, let us remember that the miracle wasn't that he got his money back. He didn't. The miracle was that he got his soul back. He reclaimed his capacity to love. He reclaimed his ability to see God. If you are struggling today with a deep hurt, if you feel that stone in your chest, do not despair. You don't have to do this alone. You can ask for the intercession of Padre Pio. You can ask him to stand beside you, to lend you his strength, to help you say the words you cannot say on your own. Imagine him there with you, his wounded hands offering you a blessing, his eyes looking into yours with that intense, piercing love. He is telling you what he told Giovanni. You are drinking poison, my child. Spit it out. Let us close with a moment of intention. Picture the person you need to forgive. Visualize them not as a monster, but as a flawed, broken human being, perhaps acting out of their own pain and confusion. And then, visualize the torrent. See the light of heaven waiting to crash into your life, to break the chains, to wash away the heaviness. The release is waiting for you. The freedom is real. The grace is ready to flow. All it takes is that one courageous, impossible whisper, I forgive. Thank you for walking this journey with us today. May the peace of Christ, which surpasses all understanding, guard your hearts and your minds. And may you find the strength to drop the stone. God bless you.